Okay, so here, I'm pretty excited about this field that you can see behind me. It's a really long field, kind of side by side. Reason being, I got about 60, I think it's about 60 acres up here on the home farm that is going to be non-GMO corn. I have a strong belief in, you know, the health differences in the GMO corn and non-GMO corn, and I want to start experimenting and eventually making this entire farm non-GMO. There's a better market for it as a farmer if you can find it, and it's going to continue to grow, even just for feed for animals. Consumers, myself included, want to know what has GMO in it for the products, what is being manufactured with GMO products. And I want the choice, just like I know that you do. You want the choice to have non-GMO, and if you want the GMO, if a person is fine with that, then that's so be it for them. So I'm going to stay on the head of the game and start implementing non-GMO. Be innovative in that way, and rather than complain that we're not getting the prices that we should, it's like, okay, what do I need to do to get the prices that we need? So that is the plan here. Also have another 60 some acres on another rented ground that's going to be all non-GMO. I know a lot of people, you know, some people in the community will probably, you know, shake their head and they think that it's retarded to do the non-GMO, but it's what I believe in. And so my goal is to prove them wrong, that, you know, you can be just as profitable with a non-GMO. So here's the cornfield. You can see is significantly more residue build up on here than right next to it is the soybean field here. So that kind of shows you, if you see somebody with a healthier soil, I believe this corn crop residue is not going to be nearly as significant as what I'm seeing right now. One thing I would like to do on our corn head is get a corn head that has roller knives that is going to break down these stalks just a little bit more and give it a nice even dispersed residue top. I think that'll be beneficial, and I wouldn't even you know be nervous not doing this turbo tilling here. So just wanted to show you this top field right up here where I'm excited to do the non-GMO. I'm going to do some side-by-side testing in different seed varieties, rank seed and then elk mound seed, side-by-side, see, you know, which one produces more. It's also going to show just across here is going to be what we've always done with GMO seed corn, and I'm going to see, you know, is it producing as much, and I have a firm belief that it is. It's going to be totally fine. We have to do a little bit of different application, because you can't spray the glyphosate that I want to get completely away from. Again, for years this farm has been, well, before it was a dairy farm, and in the last 3 years it was just grain farm, so it's always been corn and soybeans. And again, I want to improve the diversity, get a better rotation, get the cover crops on here, have living roots in the ground at all times as much as I possibly can, have armor on the soil, and start integrate animal impact on the land. And I'll show you down the bottom where I'm going to be doing that just this year. So again, doing that in a way that's still going to be profitable for this farm, but better for the environment, better for quality food for the people, better quality food for animals, again, that you're going to be consuming yourself. So again, regenerative agriculture is the focus. But it's a transition. I know it's going to take time, and again, I'm going to keep sharing with you exactly what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, what I'm learning, and what I'm going to try and experiment with. Here's the original farm that, again, was a dairy farm for years as I grew up. My mom was still out there. She still does raise Holsteins in a way that's kind of traditional, you know, almost like feedlot style. And again, want to get away from this entirely, but right now the way the farm was set up and what she's doing is to make a living with that, is she's going to continue as we go. But I have some plans to make some of those steps into that regenerative agriculture principles. And first thing is that what I kind of want to do is have the non-GMO corn is the first step. So what she's feeding now is traditional GMO corn into the Holsteins, and they just get shipped off to an auction and sold to a cattle buyer. And where that goes, I have no idea. But I want her to feed them non-GMO corn and find a market that pays a premium for that. So you have, again, cattle that are grain fed, but they're at least fed grain that isn't GMO, and it's not GMO corn that I'm going to be growing up there. So I've called a few people, and there's a company down in Kansas that does that. We'll pay her a higher premium. The corn, she'd pay me a little bit higher premium for it, but she's going to get more for these animals. So that's kind of step one. And I'm also experimenting with, could we have them out on pasture to help the impact of the soil, and then rotate them into a finished grain, non-GMO grain for people that, there are some consumers that absolutely want that grain finished cattle because they prefer that taste. They feel like it's better tasting, whatnot, and they don't really care too much about if the health benefits aren't quite as good as grass-fed. So I might try to have both to feed both markets. So that's, again, preliminary stages with that, not sure, but we're going to play around with that. So what she's doing is, that silo right there has corn in it, and she's literally just doing a mix with grain and some protein, and some hay, mixing that in a TR mixer, and then she's going to go and you literally just hand feed it, not hand feed it, but the right there, to some of the steers, the Holstein steers. And some people will be like, you're going to do the rotating the cattle through the pasture daily. That sounds labor intensive. Well, she has to go out here every single day and do that and just feed it to them. And these animals aren't impacting the soil in any way. So again, we want to get away from that entirely. Hopefully within 3 years, we really don't even have any of the feedlot style Holsteins, and it's all beef out on the pasture, improving the land and having pasture raised, grass fed, 100% grass fed cattle. More for you. So she shovels that, goes right into a TMR mixer and mixes the ration that we have for the steers. Lets it simply mix in there, drives over there, and it dumps out and feeds the steers over in the shed. So we do that just once a day, is all you do. Again, this is corn grown on our land. Here's our heifer shed or steer, almost like feedlot style. Rotate them down as a size until they're at a finishing weight of about 1,500 pounds, and then they are simply taken off to an auction barn, and cattle buyers will auction and buy them. My assumption is, they're at the finishing weight, so you have these slaughter facilities or butcher facility guys that will buy them at a certain price. And my mom has zero control over what that price is. It's just what the market price is. They're commodity cattle. A buyer will bid, and then she gets a check in the mail for those steers. So again, a huge thing is farmers will, kind of complain about prices, commodity prices of corn, soybeans, of cattle. And I've always said, even to my dad, is you can either join the kind of the pity party and the bitching, or we can think about how can we do things in a different way, in a more profitable way, to serve a different market. And that's the plan with the grass-fed cattle, is to directly market to the consumer. You kind of cut out a lot of the middlemen. You have complete control over what that process, the quality of your food, and where it's going to go, how it's marketed, and what it's actually used for, and you can set your own prices, so you're not reliant on something that you have almost no control over. It just will make you stress out day in, day out. So again, that's the kind of the plan that we're going right now. Hopefully this will be out and, you know, not too long when it's going to be financially feasible for my mom. If this grass-fed thing goes extremely well, the market's there, that's booming, is hopefully get her involved in with that, and we don't have to have any of this.